Oh, sugar honey iced tea. It's the EAC Show.
Good day, ladies and gents. I'm Emilio A. Colon.
And I am Marcus Mack, and this is the EAC Show coming to you from sunny South Florida with episode 105.
Episode 105 on one of the greatest MC's birthday. Shout out to Jay-Z, Hov, Hova, whatever you want to call him.
How did you say he be laughing?
Happy birthday to him. Shout out to my man Will. Happy birthday to his son Nico, too. He turns 1 today. Yo, man, listen, not for nothing. I've been listening to Jay-Z songs. Now, mind you, I cut Jay-Z albums from all the way from the beginning to 444. I don't listen to anything else past that because I don't really rock with the 444 album. I couldn't even tell you one song on that album. So for me, I'm listening to everything from Jay-Z all day from before that, you know what I'm saying? Before that album till.
Can you name every album right now?
All right. So that's a great question. Reasonable Doubt is the first one.
Right.
After Reasonable Doubt is In My Lifetime Volume 1.
Right.
After In My Lifetime Volume 1, there was, if you want to count it, you know, Streets is Watching. That was kind of like a group thing or whatever.
Right, yeah, that was the soundtrack for the movie.
Then you got In My Lifetime Volume 2. Mm-hmm. Then you got The Life and Times of Sean Carter, which is basically Volume 3.
3, right.
After Volume 3, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say is Blueprint 2, Blueprint 3, Black Album.
Oh, so we don't count Dynasty because that was a compilation.
The Dynasty was supposed to be a compilation album. Yes, it was.
But that was one of his albums, though.
Right. Even in the title settings, it says Jay-Z and the Dynasty. So It was supposed to be a fucking compilation album, but fucking Jay-Z just being Jay-Z fucking said, fuck it, I'm just going to put Jay-Z on and count it as one of mine.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about it, Jay-Z was trying to get out of his fucking deal that was forever with Def Jam and Rockefeller. He was just trying to get all of them done. So that's why you kept seeing a Jay-Z album release after album release after album release, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact.
But we listened to all of them today.
That's the same thing that 50 did.
Yeah, you'd be surprised because these guys, but see, 50 made a good point. I don't know who posted this. I saw this before, Marcus Mack. 50 made a good point. When a buzz for artists, just like us as a buzz for a show, when your marketing budget is bigger, your reach is bigger. So when you sit there and you say like, oh, look, Mariah Carey was so big when she was with Sony, and then when she left Sony and she wasn't with Tommy Mottola and she was with somebody else, you didn't really hear her buzz. That's because the marketing budget that they were spending on it was astronomical.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, with Rockefeller by that time, they definitely had the money. But once you locked into that deal, you got to push those deals. You got to push them albums out. I think he had a 9-album deal, or was that was 50 that had a 9-album deal?
Something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But Marcus, a lot of people don't know this, and I'll spread this to you. You don't know this neither. I used to work for The Rock. I worked for The Rock from when I was 16 years old till I was about 18 years old. And when I did work for them, I did a lot of promotional stuff, a lot of street team stuff. We were more working with Dame's brother and Dame than anything else. And that's why I always have a likeness or a relatable relationship to Dame more than I do to Jay. Dame is more somebody that you can say, yo, I fucks with him. He's cool. Like, he's one of us. You know what I'm saying? Jay was just straight business, you know, upper echelon, top dog, whatever. He'll walk into the office and say hello to Dame's dog before he say hello to you or good morning. Because, you know what I'm saying? That's just the way he was. That's just his mannerisms. That's just the way he was. But working for them was a pure joy. I had a lot of fun, met a lot of people. You know, Pain in the Ass is the most hilarious character in the world.
I met him one time. Dude is hilarious. Like in real life, it's not like an act.
Fam, true story on God. He walked into the office and literally did, you couldn't do this today because you'll get crucified. He took off all his clothes and won a bet to do butt naked push-ups in the office. 100% truthful story.
And what's so crazy about that whole team? Like, I never had an experience being around the whole team. Was that, it's like, they really had fun. They had real fun.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Dude, we were driving around in that white Mercedes-Benz with the Rockefeller logo on the hood with a driver that had no driver's license. Dude, I used to be in that car every day, all the way in Manhattan, from the highest point in Harlem all the way down to the bottom, and we used to just promote. We used to run into Big Pun's promotion people, street team. We used to run into Cam street team, Nori street team. We were all cool, but we knew it was all business. But we were sitting there pumping out artists nonstop all day long just to get the club.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
So happy birthday, shout out to Jay-Z. It's festival. You can see in my background if you guys aren't watching on YouTube and only listening. I have Christmas tree up. Shout out to the kids. They put everything together.
I ain't even gonna lie, your picture looks a whole lot better tonight. The lighting, everything.
The kids, man, the kids are investing into my project. They want me to keep doing this. I mean, we've downgraded to only doing one show a week just because of timing and stuff like that, which I'm still extremely thankful for. But the kids are invested in it. Like, they do my whole setup for me. They set up the lighting. They set up the thing. They want me to change stuff up. So they are invested into this project as well.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's good. When you first came on, I was gonna tell you about it. I said, "Yo, your lighting looks great." You know what I'm saying? And everything, even it looks like a camera is shooting you, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Because like the depth of with the tree behind you, just a really good shot.
I appreciate that. So we're gonna do Effort Friday, episode 105. We're definitely gonna touch on Cam's corner. Cam sent me his picks. He couldn't make it. Unfortunately, LeVon is under the weather, so LeVon's not gonna join us tonight. So LeVon, we hope you get better. We'll see you next week for sure to clown on you on your ridiculous picks that you're making. Because if you just literally go the other way on all LeVon's picks, you will win a lot of fucking money.
That's a fact. But you know what, yo? We were saying that too. I'm like, yo, why is LeVon is just going against the grain? I don't know what's going on. Why is he because it was one of the teams I was like, bro, that's not the one you want to go with.
Yo, listen, I got to be honest with you, Marcus Mack. I got to give a shout out to Reese. Reese is a listener of the podcast. He's from New York. He's down here in Florida spending some time because of COVID. He's working remote. He came, he talked to me today, and he was like, look, LeVon doesn't know shit about picks. So when you got the listeners saying shit about that, yo, something's wrong right now. Real talk.
Yeah, that's a fact. Especially when you got poor little old me. That's yeah. That's
hey, I wanted to say that. I'm gonna give you a hat tip. Shout out to you, Marcus Mack. You've been doing really good on his picks. You're giving me a run for my money. I'm losing by I'm winning by 1 or 2 picks slight.
It's chutzpah.
Let me just get into Cam's corners just so I can get them out the way real quick, Marcus Mack, and then we can just go straight into to the NFL picks for the weekend. Well, Cam, for his Cam's corners picks, he has 5 games that he really likes in college football this weekend, Marcus Mack. He has Tulane -2.5 versus Memphis. He has Marshall -21.5 versus Rice. He has Coastal Carolina +10 versus BYU. He has BC, Boston College, +4 versus University of Virginia. And his last pick on Cam's corner is over 51.5 Arkansas versus Missouri. So those are Cam's corner's picks. We actually got him in this week. Unfortunately, couldn't be on the show. So Cam, we appreciate you setting these picks. Not for nothing. You actually do good on these picks, Cam. I'm not gonna lie. I think last time you went 4-1 or some crazy shit.
Yeah. That's definitely a fan favorite. The Cam's corner is definitely a fan's favorite.
Yeah, we just got to get him on the show more often. He just be busy, man. He's young. COVID is a little bit light over here in Florida. Well, I ain't even gonna say a little bit light. It's really light in Florida.
Yeah, it's over. DeSantis
he wants to get out a little bit, have a good time. It's got to a point where he goes out, has fun, gets COVID tested, and he's negative, and goes back out again to have more fun.
Yeah, right. Yo, does he really do that?
I'm just exaggerating. I don't know.
Must be, right? But the funny thing is it's a feasible thing, though. You could hit the club on a weekend, early Monday morning, hit the local park. They got it all over. If you're not from Florida, you wouldn't know, but people in Florida, you know, it's everywhere. I'm talking about almost at every Walgreens. There's locations all over the place where you go get tested. So you
Absolutely.
go hang out for the weekend. First thing Monday morning, go get tested. Oh, I'm negative? I'll see y'all guys this weekend too.
Yo, it's just like back in the days when you met a girl down on South Beach, had a one-night stand with her, you ended up getting an STD check. And you straight, you like, I'm good. I don't got nothing to worry about.
Yo, why can I relate to that? Like, why did it just touch me so? Oh, man, it touched me so.
All right, so Marcus Mack, let's start off with those 1 o'clock games on NFL football.
All right, so first off at the 1 o'clock slot, we got Detroit Lions going to Chicago to see the Bears. The Bears are favored by 3.
All right, so Marcus Mack, I don't know if you know this, but Matt Patricia, Mr. Number 2 Pencil, and the general manager of the Detroit Lions were both fired after the Thanksgiving debacle. They got killed by the Houston Texans. Houston smacked the shit out of them at home. So this is a bounce-back game, in my opinion. I think the Detroit Lions are going to cover the spread with the 3 points because of the simple fact that they got the trash out and they want to show, yo, we didn't need these guys. We could do it on our own. Fuck this coach. Fuck this GM, and we're going to win. So I'm going to take Matthew Stafford plus the 3 points. The Chicago Bears looked utterly atrocious against, I forgot who they played last week, but it was just terrible. It was awful. It was so bad. So I'm definitely going to go with the Detroit Lions with this pick, Marcus Mack.
Yeah, you're going against the grain, but I can't lie. That's really the better team to go with. Vegas seems to believe otherwise. They giving the Bears the favor, but I think I want to go with Detroit Lions too. So next up at the 1 o'clock slot, we got Cincinnati Bengals going to see the Dolphins in Miami down here in sunny South Florida. And Miami is favored by 10.5.
See, this is a tricky one because when you got a lot of points, usually I like to go the other way and I like to take the plus points. Cincinnati does do a good job of backdoor covering. They cover late towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
But it all depends on what Miami Dolphins team you're going to see. The Dolphins do play better at home than they do on the road. So I'm going to take the Dolphins minus the 10.5 in this game, Marcus Mack. I'm going to give Tua another chance. And if it's Fitzpatrick and not Tua, I'll still give him the 10.5 as well.
I like Cincinnati to cover. I like Miami to win, but I like Cincinnati to cover for sure. All right, next up at the 1 o'clock slot, we have Indianapolis Colts going to Houston to see the Texans, and the Colts are favored by 3.5.
Colts are favored by 3.5. The Indianapolis Colts have been playing well, but I do not trust Phillip Rivers. This guy has no regard for protecting a football. He will turn the shit over nonstop, and not for nothing. Ever since I think it was the last 6 or 7 games, Deshaun Watson is throwing like fucking 19 touchdowns with like 1 interception or some stupid shit like that. So I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans plus 3.5. Also, J.J. Watt had an amazing pick 6 on Thanksgiving, so they're riding a high. I'm going to take the Houston Texans plus 3.5, Marcus Mack at home.
In any other scenario, I probably would have went with Indianapolis. But I really like Houston. They're at home, and again, I see Vegas feels otherwise. They like the Colts, but I like Houston too.
Yeah, I like Houston too.
Yeah. So next up at the 1 o'clock slot, we got Jacksonville Jaguars shooting over to Minnesota to see the Vikings. The Vikings are favored by 10.
Yo, let me explain something to you. Jacksonville Jaguars have been a very, very bad team this year, but they are very, very good at covering. I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars plus the points. I think that the Minnesota Vikings are a good team. They're getting, they're riding a wave. They're doing good. They're getting better as the season goes along. But I don't think they win this game by 11 points. So give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to cover in that game.
Oh, okay. All right. But do you like Minnesota to win?
Yeah. I like Minnesota to win the game.
Okay. All right. I actually like Jacksonville to win.
Wow.
I like
Jacksonville
I like Jacksonville not only to cover, but to win. Because I ain't even gonna lie, I would have took the Vikings because I think that's a big spread. 10 points. I think they would have covered, but I'm going with a hunch this week. I'm going with a hunch.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. If the Jacksonville Jaguars win this game, I'm going to make a reel on our social media page praising you. I'm gonna go buy fucking flowers and like put them down like in Coming to America.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have like you walking behind.
So I don't even need the crown this week. Just I get the flower petal walkway.
You remember the beat for Coming to America when King Joffrey Jumper would show up?
That's a fact. I'm
gonna play that shit in the background.
Listen, if you're gonna get that for me, I need you to get me the three girls who do the your royal penis is
only if you promise to say his line. My son works.
That's a fact. All right. Next up at the 1 o'clock slot, we got Las Vegas Raiders going over to New York to see your favorite, the Jets.
The Jets have been covering for me a lot this year. I'm taking the Jets plus the 8 points. I've taken the Jets every fucking game since week 1.
Ladies and gentlemen,
taking the Jets.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it for yourself. I didn't even say what the spread was. I told you guys already. Emilio has a budget set aside to lose on the Jets. I'm just letting y'all know. So I know every week you say, wait, hold on. He always picks the Jets, no matter if they're traveling, no matter what the spread is, no matter if somebody's sick, doesn't matter if the coach, it doesn't matter what's going on. He's always going to take the Jets. He didn't even hear what it is. So just so you guys know, Las Vegas Raiders is favored by 8, right?
New York plus 8. I don't give a fuck if it's Darnold, Flacco. I don't care if it's a third string quarterback. I don't care if Adam Gase comes out there and fucking throws fucking balls. I don't give a shit. Taking the Jets plus 8.
I don't even like them to cover. I don't even like the Jets to cover. And that's 8 points. I think you could make something shake with 8 points, but I don't like it. So give me Las Vegas -8 on the road, going to New York, by the way. Word. So next at the 1 o'clock slot, we got New Orleans Saints going to Atlanta. Jesus Christ. Of all of these wide spreads that they got, they give New Orleans the favor with 3 points against Atlanta. How does that happen?
Until Taysom Hill shows me a bad game, I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints -3.5. I'm not going with fucking Vegas. Vegas tries to fool people and think, oh, because it's at home for Atlanta, this is going to be such a big deal. Julio Jones is still questionable. They say he's going to play.
New Orleans is favored. New Orleans is favored.
I know that.
Okay.
I know that. They're saying he's going to play. They're saying Julio Jones is going to play, even though Julio Jones hasn't practiced all week. But I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to take the New Orleans Saints -3. They haven't dropped a beat ever since Drew Brees has been out. Taysom Hill is still getting it done. Yes, he's probably not throwing the touchdowns, but they're still scoring points. So give me the New Orleans Saints -3, Marcus Mack.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely taking New Orleans too. You know, I'm not going to Atlanta for anything except for Mr. Ruggs' all-white party. Nothing at all. That's all I'm going for.
You could go to Magic City and get them wings that Lou Will wanted to get.
Maybe, yeah. I might go and get the Lou Will lemon pepper wings. Fim say, yeah, that's a fact. All flats, dry. I don't need them wet. I'm gonna go get those wings from Magic City, and we going for Mr. Ruggs all white.
That nigga sound like a pro. He sound like a pro ordering at the strip club.
All right, next at the 1 o'clock slot, we got Cleveland Browns going to Tennessee to see my man Tannehill, and Tennessee is favored by 5.5.
This is going to be the game of the week, in my opinion. I think this is a really, really competitive game, Marcus Mack. Hard to call. Depends on what Cleveland Browns you're going to get. Baker Mayfield, as long as he doesn't turn over the ball, it's possible. But I'm not going to go against Derrick Henry and them boys. Them niggas is animals, real talk. Tannehill's doing his thing. He's touched by the hand of God, not only financially, but, just playing-wise. He went to Miami, and all of a sudden, he doesn't know how to throw an interception or turn the ball over. And that run game is straight serious. Shout out to that defense. And Mike Vrabel, for me, is one of the best coaches in the league. If it's not for Mike Tomlin being undefeated, he'd probably be coach of the year. So I'm going to go with Tennessee Titans -5.5 at home to beat the Cleveland Browns.
I hate to say it, but when it's just me and you on the show, I want to like spice it up a little bit and take, you know, the opposite team from you. But, you know, Tennessee, I got to ride with them, man. I'm definitely riding with Tannehill. You know, you already know my body. That's how I'm giving it up. So that's the last game for the 1 o'clock slot. At 4, we got the New York Giants going to Seattle. Seattle is favored by 11 points.
Okay, so now the reason why Seattle's favored by 11 points, if you don't know, Daniel Jones, the quarterback for the New York Giants, is not playing. So basically almost every skill position player that matters for the New York Giants is not playing anymore. You got Saquon Barkley that's not playing. You got Daniel Jones now that's not playing. So you have a backup quarterback, whether he could get it done or not. In my opinion, I'm going to give Joe Judge the 11 points because I like him as a coach. I think he will keep the game reasonable. He will lose maybe by 8, maybe by 9,
but
he
not
will
11.
not lose by 12 points. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Giants plus the points. Seattle will win the game, but they will not win by 12 points.
I definitely agree 100,000%. Again, like I said, I don't want to just take the pick. Like when I hear you pick a team, it's like, man, the only way I'm picking this is if I know this is a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. There's no way in the world that you could go against Mr. I'm about to spank your boots and go home to my beautiful wife. Y'all all know the vibes. No way in the world we could go against that. 11 points, I get it, but damn, son. 11 points. I ain't gonna lie, as much as I don't really jack New York Giants too much, man. I don't like them to lose by no 12. So yeah, I like Seattle to win, but New York to cover.
Let me explain something to you before we get into the next pick. To hear you be able to define lines and know which way to go and how to pick games based off what you think and what you see in comparison to what you knew 104, 105 episodes ago is fucking amazing, to be honest.
Right. A friend of mine, a close friend of mine, he asked me for a link to the show, right? Because, you know, everybody knows I'm doing the show now. And he was like, you know, since when you started watching sports? I was like, maybe about a couple months ago. He said, but you don't even gamble. I'm like, well, yeah, bro. I mean, hey, you know, I had to figure something out.
But tell me the feeling you get when you pick a team and you sit there and you say they're not going to cover and they don't cover and you know they didn't cover and you had it right. How does that make you feel?
It made me feel like sometimes, because you know sometimes I don't actually bet on the game. So it's like, it made me feel like, damn, I should have bet.
I should have put a ticket in.
Damn. Oh, yeah, man. But it's all good. But yeah, like I said, Seattle Seahawks to win, but New York Giants to cover. Even so if they cover with just a field goal. I don't like them to lose by 12. So next up at the 4 o'clock slot, we got the Los Angeles. I've been a little tongue-tied all day. Los Angeles Rams going to Arizona to see the Cardinals. And the Rams are favored by 3. Am I reading this right?
This is a tough game because both of these teams are coming off a loss. Arizona just lost to the Patriots, and the Rams just lost to the 49ers at home. So both of these teams are in a bounce-back game, honestly, Marcus Smack. If I had to flip a coin, I probably would take Arizona plus the 3. But in my personal opinion, the defense for the Rams are better. So I'm going to take the Rams minus the points and take them to bounce back and win on the road.
So what you're saying is you're saying the Los Angeles Rams defense is better. So they're going to put a lot of pressure on Arizona, but you don't think Arizona has do you think that their offense is like matter of fact, I got a better one. Do you think the Los Angeles Rams offense is that good?
I think the Arizona's defense isn't good enough to stop the Rams.
The Rams offense, but you think that the Rams defense is good enough to stop Arizona's offense?
Yes, absolutely.
That's interesting. Because it's not like I think that the Cardinals offense is just impregnable.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that. I just feel like the Los Angeles Rams, although they do have a very good defense, I don't think that their offense is enough to, you know, to really conquer the game. That's what I don't think. I'm saying, and you know,
So you go. Who you going with? You going with the Cardinals +3?
I like Cardinals.
Okay, here we go. See, this is the game that separates us right here.
Yeah, I like the Cardinals. I can't lie. I mean, obviously, Vegas sees what you see, but I don't know. I get it. Their defense is good, but I like Arizona to stop them and still be able to push through to get some kind of points on the board. So give me Arizona +3 at home. Next at the 4:30 slot, we got Philadelphia Eagles going to Green Bay Packers. See the Cheeseheads. And
I am not going against Aaron Rodgers right now. That motherfucker is so on
He's
fire.
He's on fire.
He's on. He could put up fucking 4 touchdowns in the first half. He is killing it right now. So I'll take Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones. All of them boys. I think they win this game by 14 points, honestly. I'll take them -9 without question.
Yeah, needless to say, Emilio definitely gave it to you guys already. Green Bay Packers are favored by 9. Needless to say, I'm going with the Cheeseheads. I'm not a cheesehead myself. Shout outs to Cameron Denon. You know, that's the big cheesehead on the EAC squad. I'm riding with the Cheeseheads on this game, man. Next at the 4:30 slot, we got New England Patriots going to LA to see the Chargers. And this is a very weird spread. Not weird, but very narrow. We got the Chargers favored by 1.5.
Yo, Marcus Mack, I hate the New England Patriots, and I'm going to explain to you why. Let me rephrase that. I don't like to use the word hate. I dislike the New England Patriots, and I'm going to explain to you why. Belichick by far is the greatest coach in the history of sports, and I respect him. But anytime I take the Patriots this year, they don't cover. And then when I don't take them and go the opposite way, they fucking win the game. So right now, the Patriots, everything I do with them, they do the opposite. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take the New England Patriots. Hopefully you don't fuck me on this. So please, New England, +1.5. Cover the spread and win the game.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why New England can't cover that spread. So 1.5. But my question is, you said that Bill Belichick is the best coach in sports. You didn't say in NFL. You said in sports history. What about Phil Jackson?
I mean, Phil's different. A game with 5 players on the court is easier to coach than a game with, 53-man rosters and 11 on defense and 11 on offense and 11 on special teams. Bill Belichick has to manage a lot more personalities, egos, people's families, and shit like that at the end of the day. Don't get it twisted. We see the X and O's and him being the great coach that he is, but those players actually know what kind of man he is, how he gets the best out of them. So for me, Bill Belichick touches more players and more souls than Phil Jackson does.
I like that. I actually like that answer. I like that answer so much. I'm gonna just go on. I'm not even going. I'm not even gonna mess with that one. Oh, I didn't do my pick, right? 1.5 in LA. I think I like New England. I like New England to win and cover. By the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Next at the 8 o'clock for that night, the night game, last game for the night, we got Denver Broncos going to Kansas to see the Chiefs. And I thought it was 1.5 for a second, but Kansas is favored by 14.
The Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 14. Patrick Mahomes had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter or some shit like that. I think it was three touchdowns, or 2 touchdowns, I'm not mistaken. Tyreek Hill had 200 yards in the first quarter. It was a joke the last game. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs -14 with all of the Broncos quarterbacks coming back from COVID. The motherfuckers didn't have one quarterback on the roster last week. They had a backup guy from like West Bubblefuck, Tennessee or some shit like that playing quarterback. Shout outs to him though. He did his best, but there was nothing he could do. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs -14.
Listen, you could put Warren Sapp at quarterback. Feel what I'm saying? And have Dak Prescott at wide receiver. Feel what I'm saying? And I think you could still cover with 14. With a broke leg and all that. I could see him wobbling to the touchdown. Caught the ball and all that. And Warren Sapp throw it with his fat out of retirement. Because there's no reason why you can't cover at 14. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here. I like Kansas to win, but I definitely like Denver to cover. There's no reason why, because Denver is not a bad team. They're not a bad team. There's no reason why you can't cover at 14. If they cover at 14, oh man, I'm gonna tip my hat to the Kansas City Chiefs defense if they don't cover. That's who I'm gonna tip my hat to. So we got 2 more games left. I believe these are the Monday night games. Monday night games, right?
Yes, 2 Monday night games.
Yeah, these are the Monday night games. We got a Washington football team going to Pittsburgh to see the Steelers, and Pittsburgh is favored by 7. Everybody's picking the same one for this one.
Okay, so the Pittsburgh Steelers are undefeated. Shout out to them, Mike Tomlin, Ben Roethlisberger. Those boys are playing really, really well. They almost blew it against the Baltimore Ravens the other night with a third-string quarterback who almost pulled off a miracle. But even though the Steelers ended up winning that game, I'm going to go with the Washington football team plus the 7 points. I think they can actually win the game. Alex Smith has been doing really well. Shout out to NFL Comeback Player of the Year, my pick, in my opinion. Ron Rivera, cancer patient survivor. Shout out to him. All the turmoil that the Washington football team has been going through with their owner, who's a duck, an idiot, but we would love to party with on this show. Shout out to Dan Snyder. I think they end up covering the game, and there's even a possibility that the Washington football team might give the Pittsburgh Steelers their first loss as well.
What's that face that Shannon Sharp be making?
The Joe Kelly face is better. The Joe Kelly face is better.
The Joe Kelly face is iconic.
Joe Kelly face is better.
Listen, I do not see Washington beating Pittsburgh at home at all. I don't see it. Just for the record, I'm taking Pittsburgh minus 7. I don't see it. Even so, wait. I like them to put up enough fight where they might cover. I like them. I like Washington that much. But to win the game, I don't see. Matter of fact, I'm taking Pittsburgh straight across the board. I don't even like them to cover. I don't want them to cover. I'm gonna play devil's advocate this game. I mean this episode, because we don't have LeVon here to give us his losers. Big L for LeVon. LeVon the loser. Sorry, bro. We'll see you next week. All right. So the last game. This is the big game. Buffalo Bills. Rough Buff. This is the big heavy hitter game. Rough Buff is going to San Fran to see the 49ers. The 49ers is favored by 1, ladies and gentlemen.
So, unfortunately, these games that San Francisco has left, their 2 home games are being played in Arizona because they can't play in Santa Clara, California, because there's a COVID non-contact sport ban on all sports, professional and amateur, in California. So this game is actually being played in Arizona. For that reason, I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. Now, I know how Marcus Mack has felt all year when it comes to Rough Buff. He has followed Rough Buff almost every fucking week whatsoever. So I'm going to go with Rough Buff on this. Josh Allen and them boys get it done. Sean McDermott, shout out to them. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills on the road plus the 1.
All right. Well, everyone who watches the EAC show has been around for my journey. Everyone knows that I'm pretty new to this. So I'm going to ask you this on air. It has 2 N's, like an N next to the thing. What does the N mean?
And basically, it's not there's no home field advantage. It's neutral.
Oh, because it's at a different. Oh, okay. So what is this here with I believe that's the over under. 1 says even. What is that about?
That's just basically money line. So remember, the first thing that you see is money line. The next thing you see is spread. The next thing you see is over under. So if you just want to take them to win, it's even. So if you put up $10,000, you win $10,000. You understand? There's no big to it. You know what I mean? Right.
Okay. But if you
give somebody work on the arm, you tell them you charge them a vig on the arm. You say, listen, I need this to come back. You got to bring this back to me plus whatever. Right. You understand? All right. In this case, when you take the money line, they're saying when it says even, there's nothing. It's just off the strength. It's just like, yo, go ahead, do your thing.
Yo, listen. All of the viewers of the EAC show, they're probably wondering, yo, why is it that Marcus Mack only finds a correlation with sports and like something dealing with dealers? He got to be a dealer.
Listen. We were all wild boys when we were younger.
Yeah, we all have a past.
You know what I mean?
We all have a past.
When you talk that terminology, it's relatable to people that
resonates.
know that terminology.
Yeah, it resonates. It really does. Like you made everything perfectly clear for me just now.
That's the easiest way to explain it. If I give you something and I give it to you on the arm, I need that plus whatever. If I give you something, I give it to you on the strength, yo, go do your thing.
So taking Buffalo right now is like, that's not even really like a moneymaker for nobody right now.
I mean, it's good value if you think about it because you're getting even money. So if you lose, you're only losing the money you gave in. You know what I'm saying? There's no big added on top of it. Because normally, let's say if I put $500 on the Bills and they're minus 110, I got to bet $550 to win my 500. In this case, I only got to bet 500 to win my 500 back. You know what I'm saying? So that's.
But you'll only get 500. You won't get 500 plus.
No, you get what you put up plus the 5. So you get 1,000 total.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. Cool. Well, I mean, Emilio pretty much told y'all already. I'm going with Rough Buff, Griselda.
I figured going with Rough Buff. But look, I want to give a shout out to a few things, Marcus Mack, not for nothing. For all you that don't know, my family were big PSG fans. Shout out to them. As you can see, the Paris Saint-Germain fit. If you're not watching on YouTube and only listening, I got on the Paris Saint-Germain hat, Jordan hat, and Jordan hoodie. You guys can go to psg.fr to go get that gear if you want to go to Fanatics in the U.S. And I also wanted to give another shout out, Marcus Mack, to – damn, I actually forgot – sorry, I'll do it next show. I totally forgot who I was going to give a shout out to.
Nah, it's all good.
I should have wrote this shit down.
I think the only shout out I want to give, man, we already said it. Happy birthday to the GOAT. Happy GOAT Day. Jigga, man. Jigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what's crazy? I made a post today. Somebody had said something to me about it being Jay-Z's birthday. And I put a post up because I'm just like, yo, everybody always wishing celebrities happy birthday, but they don't even wish their own man happy birthday on Instagram, though. Like, they'll do it on Instagram to somebody that they don't know. And I was like, yo, for everybody that wished Jay-Z happy birthday today and didn't wish me a happy birthday, I ain't messing with y'all. Yo, tell me why I got like 5 phone calls, 3 text messages, like 10 DMs. So, oh my God, I didn't know it was your birthday.
Because Jay-Z means more to them.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, you know what's so crazy is that Jay-Z really is a big staple of the culture. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, being from Brooklyn and all, that's just like a thing. He's the definition of longevity. Like, you're talking about from 1996 being 2001. I mean, 2021.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. You didn't even know this question was coming. What is your favorite Jay-Z song?
Can I Live?
Can I Live?
Can I Live? Reasonable Doubt.
Mine's is the intro to the Dynasty album.
Yeah. I think Can I Live just resonates with me a lot. But there's so many. That was the first one that came to my mind, maybe because Reasonable Doubt is one of my favorite albums from him. But then it's In My Lifetime, the first one, the one that's on The Streets Is Watching.
Good just a week ago.
Yeah, feel what I'm saying? In my lifetime, I want to see a whole lot of cash. I need a whole lot of cash. Like, dudes don't even remember that. Feel what I'm saying? And listen, just for the record, before we wrap up the show, I want y'all to know, if you put on Reasonable Doubt in your car and the girl that you're with says, who is that? And you tell them Jay-Z, and they be like, nah, she's too young for you, bro.
Listen, we're going to end it on that note. That's ending episode 105. Click like, subscribe on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. And don't forget, if Marcus Mack actually wins that bet, I'm going to King Jaffe Joe for Ruler of Zamunda, flower him with flower petals.
Bro, you better come with the same girls who gave my man his royal shower. I want the royal bath, too.
Well, check out episode 106.
Sugar Honey Iced Tea. It's the EAC Show.